Big story and a good news story. It's a big win for India's effort for Red Terror Mukt Bharat, Naxal Mukt Bharat by the 31st of March 2026. One of India's most wanted Maoist commanders, Madvi Hidma, has been killed in an operation. Hidma, his wife Raje, and 6 others were neutralized in an encounter, and this was a multi-state operation that was carried out at the tri-junction of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Chhattisgarh in a very thickly forested area. Now, sources tell India Today security personnel they had precise intelligence about Hidma's movement and the fact that since they were closing in on him from the Chhattisgarh side, he was crossing over into the Andhra Pradesh side. He'd actually built 4 layers of protective security around him to evade capture. So the security forces systematically went neutralizing one layer after the other to ultimately reach him. He was constantly shifting his location. He was earlier in the forests of Sukma, then he went to Bastar, then the Andhra-Telangana border. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he'd actually set a deadline for the security forces. Neutralize him. Kill, capture, arrest, do what you want by the 30th of November 2025, and Hidma was neutralized 12 days before that deadline lapsed. Amit Shah personally spoke to the officers who were a part of the operation, congratulated forces on the decisive success. Do keep in mind, Hidma was seen as the mastermind of that Chintalnar massacre. 75 CRPF personnel had been massacred, and he was the military commander who was involved in 2010. Virtually the entire state Congress leadership was killed in the Jhiram Valley encounter, the Jhiram Valley massacre that had taken place in 2013. And that very painful ambush of security forces personnel in 2021, where more than 26 braves of India's security forces made the supreme sacrifice of their lives as they tried to break out of an ambush laid at the command of Hidma. So this was the level of his expertise, his training. He had an award of 1 crore on his head. He's finally been sorted out. Sumi Rajappan gets us more.
It's the beginning of the end of Red Terror in the country. In a major breakthrough in India's ongoing battle against Maoist insurgents, most wanted Maoist commander Madvi Hidma has been eliminated in a gunfight. Hidma was killed in an encounter with special police forces in the Maridumeli forest of Andhra Pradesh's Alluri Sitarama Raju district. For over a decade, Hidma led some of the deadliest attacks on security personnel. The most infamous of these was the 2010 Dantewara attack, where 76 CRPF personnel were killed in action. In the 2013 Jhiram Valley massacre, 27 people were killed, including top Congress leaders. In the 2021 Sukma Bijapur encounter, 22 security personnel were killed in action.
Madvi Hidma is the Central Committee member and 1st Battalion Commandant and one of the most wanted and dreaded Maoist. His body has been recovered. His wife, Raje, her body has been recovered.
The dreaded Maoist commander was killed by security forces 12 days before the November 30 deadline set by Union Home Minister Amit Shah to eliminate the most wanted Naxalite.
इस देश की धरती पर आतंकवाद हो या नक्सलवाद, उसको समाप्त करने का काम हमारे नेता नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया। 31/3/2026 को पूरे देश से नक्सलवाद को हम समाप्त कर देंगे, समाप्त।
With his elimination, the government has sent out a strong message as it continues to push forward with efforts to dismantle Maoist strongholds across the country. With Apurva Jayachandran and Sumi Keval Patel, Bureau Report, India Today.
And Sumi Patel now joins me with the latest on these operations from the forests of Jagdalpur. Sumi, give us details of the operation. How difficult was it? How are security forces reacting? And what next for them?
Yes, absolutely, Gaurav. It had become one of the daunting tasks to trace Hidma because he was the chief of PLGA Battalion Number 1, which was one of the deadliest units of the Naxal forces here. And remember, 6 months ago, Kargata operations were also launched to actually trace Hidma in the jungles of Kargata Hills. However, he escaped from that particular operation. And in fact, 6 months he has been in hiding across the Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, as well as Chhattisgarh, Telangana border. And in fact, this time around, the security forces, specifically Andhra Pradesh's Greyhounds, were successful in breaking through the 4-layered security that Hidma used to carry. And in fact, along with him, his wife, Raje, and 4 others have also been eliminated. And in fact, apart from that, what we're also picking up from our security forces is that 30 Naxals have also been arrested, including Deva, who recently had been appointed as the CPIM General Secretary after Baswaraja's death. So this is going to be the most decisive blow in the Red Terror, in the movement against the Red Terror. And as Amit Shah had set a deadline of November 30, this has been achieved 12 days prior to that deadline. And certainly it was a tri-state operation that took place today. And this particular date will definitely go in the history books as the last nail in the coffin was scripted on 18th November.
18th November is a date that security forces will not forget. Now, some of the CRPF personnel I spoke to, they said justice has finally been done after that Chintalnar massacre of 2010. Remember, 75 CRPF personnel were massacred by these Maoist terrorists. And then the 2013 massacre again, when virtually the entire state Congress leadership was wiped out in the Jiram Valley encounter. Much more on that in the days ahead. Sumi, many thanks for joining me.